have this Rascal GT drag bike. This is definitely the perfect drag race platform. I mean, it's long and low. I think the frame only weighs like 21 or 22 pounds. Got the DWT wheels. It's got the steering stabilizer, the drag bars, got the drag seat. Then it has a nice wide chain guard, clutch guard to accommodate a disc clutch for drag racing. Got the drag pipe. So the thing is, I don't really drag race, so I figured to be able to use the bike more, I'm gonna change it into a cruiser. So to raise the bars, to make it a lot more comfortable to ride, I picked up these bars from Go Power Sports, and that'll definitely raise it up. I think they're 12-inch bars, so that definitely will help it out. And what's cool about this bike, it already comes with super long hydraulic hose for the brake, and then the cable and wiring is pretty long. So I don't think I'm gonna have to extend the brake hose. I mean, I might have to extend the kill switch wire, but other than that, I think these won't be too hard to put on. Then I picked up this chain guard, just your everyday standard clutch guard, chain guard. Then I have this 18-tooth sprocket for the Premier clutch, so I can give it more of a highway gear. And then, instead of using the slick, which I could for a cruiser, I picked up this 13 by 6.5 by 6 tire. And this thing is wide. So I'm not sure if this will fit on here. I might have to move the brake caliper over, and then the sprocket maybe. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I'll pull the slick off here and see if I can mount this tire, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna swap out all this stuff and we'll see how it turns out. Pull this twist grip off of here and hopefully we have enough cable. Kill switch off of here. Pull off this brake handle. Pull these bars off of here. Oh, that was easy enough. Man, that's gonna be the easiest swap ever. So now I'll see if I have enough cable here. Let me cut up these zip ties off of here and separate all this stuff. Man, this thing has some serious hydraulic hose. Even with the brake mounted up there, you still got all kinds of hose left. Yeah, it's so nice not having to swap out hydraulic hoses. I think my kill switch wire might even be long enough. I mean, it's pretty close. Maybe just a couple inches too short. Might have to extend this ground wire a little bit. Cut this thing off here and extend it. I'll just add a couple inches to this wire. Easy enough. So that should be long enough. So the kill switch wire wasn't much of a problem. So now let me see if this cable's long enough. This throttle cable. Got the throttle all hooked up and the kill switch. Yeah, that thing turned out pretty sweet. It was a lot easier than I thought. I mean, it was so easy because the cables and hydraulic hose were already long enough, so I didn't have to change any of that stuff out. So the only thing I had to extend was a kill switch wire. So now I guess I'll go ahead and either swap out that tire or swap out the gear on the clutch. Pull this clutch cover off of here. Pull this clutch off of here. Definitely probably gonna have to add some more chain to this. So we're going from a 15 tooth to an 18. What you figure, every tooth added to the clutch is equivalent to around subtracting 6 teeth off the back. So we're essentially removing 18 teeth off the back. So definitely be more of a highway gear. Pull this gear off of here. Pop this ring out of here. All right, 15 off and then 18 on. Pop this ring back in here. And put the smallest amount of grease on here, just a very small amount. And then a very, very small amount on this thrust bearing here. Put a very, very small amount. Put too much on here, it'll fling up inside the clutch. Thrust bearing on here, then my thrust washer. Pop this clip back on here and we should be good to go. Throw my chain guard on here. No need for the wide one with the Premier clutch. And like I said, I'm sure we're gonna have to add some more chain to this. That looks pretty good on there. It doesn't stick out too far, which is nice. Gives you a lot more room on the foot peg. Even though I'll probably move the foot pegs up a little bit. So now I'll throw this thing up on the stand and I'll pull off this rear tire. So I went ahead and moved the foot pegs to the front mounts, make it a lot more comfortable. So now I'll pull this wheel off of here. That was easy enough. So I'm going to have to pull this entire wheel apart. I'm going to have to pull the hubs off the wheel to be able to pull this tire off of here. I'm going to have to pull this entire hub off of this wheel. And now I can use my tire removing tool, pull this tire off of here. Okay, the moment of truth. I'll see if I can pull this tire off of here with my tool here and then mount this super wide tire on here. I think the tire will go on here, but will it fit on here with the brake caliper? Okay, throw some 303 on here. Make this slide on a little bit easier. Make sure I get my rotation right. You can totally tell by the tread on this one. Okay, so we got it on there. Let me go air this up and we'll see what it looks like. It looks a lot narrower once it's on the wheel, which is nice. So this thing might actually fit. Well, that turned out awesome. Once I pumped it up, it's not as wide when it's on the wheel. Well, yeah, I think it actually might clear the brake. Or it's gonna be really super close, but I can always move it over just a little bit if I need to, because I have spacers in there. So I guess I'll throw this hub back on here. Yeah, that brake's plenty far away from the tire, so that looks like it might work. And the sprocket might even work on here. It might even be far enough away from the tire, which I think it is. Cool. I think this thing will just bolt right back on. See how it looks. Oh, that turned out nice. So it gives the chain plenty of room on this side. I thought it'd be a lot wider, but once it's mounted, this thing has plenty of room. And then the brake caliper has plenty of room. So now I'll throw the chain on here. So I added a couple links to the RLV gold on gold because we added 3 teeth to the sprocket. So we'll see if that's about right. Okay, I think that might work. So that thing turned out awesome. And I love that rear tire on there. small wheels, this thing picks up speed really quick, even with the highway gear. Yeah, it runs really nice and smooth with these tires, with these DWT wheels, or Douglas wheels. And this thing moves out. And it's surprising how much torque this thing has for being such a highway gear on here. Like, it gets the speed quick, but I guess this bike is so light. Definitely really comfortable with these bars. Yeah, it gets the speed quick. So this thing is the perfect cruiser. I mean, it is super smooth with those Douglas wheels or DWT wheels and the street tires. I mean, it rolls over real nice and it's very smooth. I think those wheels are so tight and in balance that you don't feel any vibration. So definitely a good street cruiser. And that gear ratio surprised me too. I figured that it would be too much gear and it would kind of bog or wouldn't be able to pull the gear, but it definitely pulls the gear no problem all the way up to top speed. It feels like an 80 mile an hour bike.